Frank Gaffney is one of America's most important national security voices. He served the Senate Armed Services Committee in Reagan's Pentagon and is a host of Securing America on Real America's Voice and Secure Freedom Radio. Frank is a longtime friend and a colleague as Vice Chairman of the Committee on the Present Danger of China. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Very glad to be back.
Last time you were here, we were talking about the global power grab from the World Health Organization. Then came the spectacular Trump victory on November 5th, and we were together just recently at a leadership meeting in Washington, D.C. I want your thoughts on the election and how that impacts all the things we've talked about.
Well, there was another development between the WHO power grab and Donald Trump's re-election, praise God, and that was the UN had a power grab of its own. So that movement inexorably towards global government, which the Biden administration has been all about, it's, I believe, their effort to achieve what Barack Obama famously described as the fundamental transformation of the United States, despite the American people and the democracy that they profess to be so concerned about. They're getting the UN, they're getting the World Health Organization, they're getting the Chinese Communist Party, which controls them all, to advance the agenda of taking down our sovereign constitutional republic, and in the process, our freedoms.
And they've had to have been accelerated. I mean, you see that Trump's
100%.
coming into the White House on January 20th, so you got 20 days there, you got 30 in December, and you got 25. Add that all up, less than 100 days. They're going to cram all 4 years into that 100 days and get deeply entrenched. The deep state gets even deeper, right?
If they have their way, there's no doubt about it. And another example of this, by the way, is in this next few days, as we're speaking, the administration, I believe, will connive with the United Nations to do possibly irreparable harm to Israel. Again, knowing full well that the Trump administration coming in, the mandate it received from the American people is completely at odds with that, as is the popular sentiment for that matter. Poll after poll after poll is indicating the American people are on Israel's side, not Hamas, not Hezbollah, not Iran's, and yet the Biden-Harris administration is working for our enemies.
Despite the fact that they were advertising in Pennsylvania, oh, we're behind Israel 100%, let them finish the job. Of course, that's not what they advertise in Michigan, is it?
Not so much, and nor is it what they're doing, more to the point. And what we're seeing, and back to your observation about this perilous 100 days, they are intent on, as one of our colleagues, Ann Bayevsky has put it, Trump-proofing the, foreign policies, the national security policies, and I think a lot of the domestic policies, if they can, with, of course, the, benefit of the deep state or administrative state or whatever you want to call the permanent bureaucracy.
Yeah, well, and then so Pete Hegseth gets in, let's see, he gets approved, he's Secretary of Defense. He has a period of his term that's going to be required to be focused on cleaning up problems if he can even find them.
If he can do something about them, is the other problem. I mean, the finding of them is probably not going to be so hard because I think it's going to be right in his face. And that's the point. This is about trying to undo the mandate that the president-elect has received. And I again, it's infuriating to me that we were saturation bombed, and it's still some of it going on now, with this whole notion that but for the Biden team, we would have no democracy at all. Well, what is in fact being played out here is they have been the problem for democracy all along, and they are even more determined now.